can we pivot now and talk about your candlestick approach, kind of how you blend the two, or at least diversify between the two to actually take trade setups depending on the time frame?
So we'll hop back over here, and again, you can see the familiar awesome oscillator represented here, but this time with RSI also represented with it as well. This is the divergence that I was referring to on Renko that you can see here on the daily picture on candlestick. So kind of hand in hand, I've already got that kind of double confluence of weakness developing between the two systems and two approaches. So that's kind of the first area that you can see the crossover. You know, ideally, if we think about a way that I would look at actioning positions, or in this case, the way that I would action my concerns about the strength of the market, given that I was a big bull on this, is by having that confluence between both Renko showing me the same thing that the candlestick chart is showing me, right? So in this region in particular, and actually it was present on ETH, it's the concern about whether or not I should be out of long positions and if I should primarily be seeking longs or a little bit more relaxed, right? So through this region, you're basically seeing the same thing. You're seeing the slowdown here of the awesome oscillator, again, my momentum signal, and you've got the loss of the level through here, which I deem as a significant one through this former high at 28.6. So that kind of double loss. If you're talking about entries from a candlestick perspective, the one kind of go-to rule that I always employ is the RSI 50 retest. And it's something that's like not really discussed too often. Basically, I don't think any of the kind of, you know, introductory literature into RSI discusses the 50 retest and just how significant that is for trending markets. I think it pretty much like kind of skips it off as a whole topic in favor of
the alpha,
the overextended. Right? Yeah. And exactly. And they talk about the overextension to the upside, the overextension to the downside, you know, oversold, overbought. And that's kind of what everybody leaves with from RSI. But again, at its heart, this is a momentum indicator, and what you're looking for are cool-off periods. So we refer to like cool-offs back to the 50 level, and then potential trades in line with the trend. So there's a really nice example of BTC here, where what you get is you've got your strong trend. It doesn't need identifying anymore. You get the pullback here on the RSI right down to the 50 level, and that gives you your trend entry, which basically comes here. So you get your trend entry, and then you ride the trend up. So very simple retest. So in strong uptrending markets, we're looking for the RSI to rotate down towards the 50. If that happens in conjunction with something else, significant support retest, RSI divergence is developing, right, on the lower time frames, then you start to have the basis of a really strong entry signal, usually for the higher time frame trends. The 50 level is not like concrete, you know, like if it trades at 49, then suddenly it's like, that's gone, signal's gone, right? It's like, it's around that zone. It needs to be holding up around that zone. And you can see on the rally that we had through this region here, you know, we had basically this occasion here in January where we held up at the 50 level and started rotating away again, put in this leg. We get another correction here, straight back down to the 50, put in the final leg. So each of these bounces off the 50 basically set up for the next fresh leg in the BTC run that we had here in 21. So very simple, right? Super simple. And the RSI 50 discussions and thought process works on any time frame. If you're scalping a 5-minute chart and you see a strong uptrend developing and the RSI comes back down to the 50 level, it's typically a very good lower time frame scalp entry. Again, if you get confluence with a support retest, a breakout retest, whatever it might be, it gives you a nice kind of double confluence in order to take the position.
Got it.